Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
This is a catastrophe.
You are now listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Renaissance Homes and Pools on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
That's what I wished for when I blew out my candle.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
The floor is yours.
All right, welcome in. Hour number one here on the Hunt Palmer Show, a Wednesday edition. And guys, we are rolling right along in this busy week. It's one of those where most of us here at the station are pulling double duties. But the good thing about that is, well, your day is going to go by quick because you are constantly doing something. Taylor Sharp sitting in the host chair. For our guy Hunt Palmer out tomorrow as well. We're all off on Friday. Guarantee was gracious enough to give us all off July 3rd since the July 4th holiday does fall on a Saturday. But again, Taylor Sharp here with you. Jordan Kitchens, Cassie Spazzali. Cassie still hasn't been to Taco Bell yet, but Jordan, guess what? Dude, I'm leaving the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And my wife calls. She goes, hey, we're going to have dinner a little bit later. You might want to pick up something on the way home. And I'm sitting there, Taco Bell's top of mind, right? So I'm going. And not only do I go to Taco Bell, I didn't order it. I pull up to the window, and the lady goes, hey, a car just left, and they decided they didn't want this drink, and I'm just going to pour it out. Do you want a free small Baja Blast? And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I took it.
Yeah.
Honestly, better than I remember.
That's actually a very good day.
I pull up. I'm like, we were just talking about this.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's the
destiny.
universe.
And I'm like, how much is Cassie missing out on? Like,
well, what does it like taste like?
okay, so
that's actually a hard question to.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you what it tastes like. It tastes like
okay,
drink.
Well, then how do I know that I'm
how about
missing
this?
it?
Like, how would you describe like what Skittles or Fruit Loops taste like? Similar. You've had them. You know
Yeah.
they're pretty good. You can't really explain what they taste like.
Yeah, fair.
Just kind of fruit.
Yeah.
Think tropical fruit. That's kind of it.
Think tropical electricity.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
because there's a lot of sodium in that boy.
And it just feels kind of like an electric drink a little bit. It feels like a dirty Sprite, but it's not a dirty Sprite.
It's like a regular like drink, like
Yeah,
not
it's like a
like
Mountain Dew.
frozen or something.
Yeah, it's
like a regular Mountain
It's
Dew.
a soda, like
Yeah,
it's a
no.
Mountain Dew. I got to tell you, Jordan, we're really selling it for.
No, it's just hard to
we have
explain.
described it perfectly.
Nobody's ever
Might
been
have
like,
to go get one after work.
yeah,
today.
like, nobody's ever been like describe a Baja Blast.
Look,
like I don't know. How to describe a
I know
Baja
people
Blast.
complain about inflation all the time and like gas
one of them.
prices and everything.
I'm one of them.
Nothing in this world has been hit harder by inflation than Taco Bell.
Yeah, because McDonald's prices are still pretty.
Well, okay, but Taco Bell was notoriously cheap for like years. It's like, oh, you can pull up and get a taco 12 pack for like $6.
Yeah.
Dude, yesterday, I'll give you my exact order. Okay, nobody judge me. I was hungry. I hadn't eaten all day. I pigged out a little bit. Crunchwrap Supreme, no tomatoes. Okay, so it's wrapped up. A chicken quesadilla. And then the little bitty tiny bowl, about this big of the Fiesta potatoes.
Okay.
$19.
What?
$19.
That's what a drink?
Well, the drink was free. I pulled up at the window.
Oh, so you didn't even get a drink with
No,
that?
I didn't order it.
So 3 items was $19?
Yes, it wasn't like a meal or anything. So,
What?
I mean, we'll round it up to 19. It was like $18.80
That's
or
still
something
19,
like that.
still $19 basically.
Like,
yeah.
A Crunchwrap Supreme, which,
Yeah.
I mean, what's a Crunchwrap Supreme? That big?
$19.
A wrapped up taco. A quesadilla, which barely got any meat in it in the first place.
Yeah,
Like,
you would have did better like sitting down eating somewhere.
and right.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, what is it? You not some fancy restaurant like Outback. This is Taco
you
Bell.
literally could have sat down at
Outback.
Outback.
What are we doing?
Like you could have got your bang for your buck at
I
Outback.
could have went and got a steak and like a bloomin' onion, and it'd have been like $35.
Yeah, and that's I'm
going to Taco Bell, getting a
$13,
gordita crunch wrap
$19.
and a damn quesadilla for $19.
Yeah, hell, we ain't doing that.
I pull up and I'm like, well, and then they were like, oh, well, do you want to round up to the nearest dollar for
to donate
to
to the little
support
kids?
to support student education? I'm like, I can't afford it. No, it's already $18.80. I ain't
Literally.
paying straight up $19. No shot.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, bro.
Well, I was telling Cassie, Taco Bell makes it easier to say no to crap like that because like you don't have an actual human on the other end judging you. The Taco Bell and Walker's like a robotic voice.
Oh, okay, it's one of
And then
those.
so like I was rude too. I'm like, no, I ain't donating. And the little voice is just like, thank you.
Yeah,
Pull
right.
forward. I'm
Yeah.
like, see, I don't even feel bad about myself at that point, but it was rough.
Dude, 3 items for $19.
Yeah,
I'm still stuck on
dude.
that.
I was like,
No drink.
I started thinking to myself, I'm like, No, I'm only paying for me, not the car behind me.
Yeah, literally.
We're not doing this pay it forward crap. It's only for me.
Like, did you add it up correctly?
Like I'm $19
yeah,
for that.
there's no
you
way.
kidding?
It's no way.
Well, now I'm not gonna go. It's too expensive.
I don't blame you now because 19.
You know
for
what?
Things.
If she doesn't go, it's on us because we did an
Whoa,
awful.
it's on you.
No. You also did an awful job of explaining
That's
the
on
Baja
you.
Blast.
Bro,
You did a
$3
bad
for
job of
$19.
explaining it too.
No.
You said it was like Sprite and electricity.
Well, hey, that sounds electric to me.
Okay. I'll go. Just get a Baja Blast.
Thank you. Frozen. Get the frozen one.
Okay, you got to get like a cheese roll up or something.
It's too expensive.
A cheese roll up is still like $1.50.
About how expensive it is.
Their cheese prices hadn't went up. The
$5
cheese roll up still like $1. Everything else is like $6.
What's a cheese roll
Okay,
up?
so think about like a soft taco, okay,
Okay.
with cheese inside, and it's just rolled up. That's it. It's
Why
pretty-
would I spend money on that when I can just like make that at home?
Because Cassie, it's Taco Bell. Like you don't understand. It's what America's known for: drive-through Mexican food, obviously.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's the
That
most
just
American thing it
screams
could
America.
be. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
All right, look, I didn't think we were gonna spend 6 minutes on this. I apologize, but I had to get it off my chest. I thought it was cool that I pulled up and they were like, "Oh, free Baja Blast." I'm like, "Damn, Jordan and Cassie, like we were just talking
talked
about
about
this,"
it. Just
and
talked
then the price of it kind of irritated me. But all right, look, we got a lot to get to. Big commitment day across college football. Some of the top recruits in the country are all announcing today. Rivals actually on their YouTube channel. They have a YouTube live. Started around 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning, go until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. A bunch of top recruits again across the country committing to schools. LSU was supposed to have one. We'll get to that, but before we do, let's get this thing started.
Welcome to the big league.
It's time for Hunt's Opening Drive, presented by Fabry Chevrolet GMC in St. Francisville.
In the slow off-season months, it's really just talking season, right? You see a lot of lists. You see a lot of things coming out, previewing teams for the 2026 season. And then when I saw, hey, big-time recruiting today and tomorrow coming up, a lot of recruits out there, a couple guys that maybe LSU could reel in, I was fired up. And I was like, man, I'm going to come in today. We're going to be the first show on this station to talk about this. Well, it's not happening. Jaden Anding, the four-star safety from Ruston, was scheduled to announce his commitment about 30 minutes ago. And then around 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning, Shea Dixon actually was the first one I saw tweet that Jaden Anding will not be committing during that Rivals live stream YouTube show. There's a chance he still commits later tonight. Shea kind of just said they're still ironing out some of the details. LSU's still the favorite at the moment to land Jaden Anding, but something is going on there. Not quite ready to commit to the purple and gold, but you guys know Jaden Anding. Again, the four-star safety from Ruston. His older brother, Aiden, already on the team. A corner, unfortunately, will not play this year because he did tear that Achilles in one of those spring scrimmages. But the 5'11", 165-pound four-star, again, Ruston High School. A lot of people have believed this is a two-horse race between LSU and the Ole Miss Rebels. And you know Ole Miss doesn't love anything more than trying to stick it to LSU after taking their head coach. Again, he will not commit today as previously planned. LSU still believed to be the choice at the moment, but if any reports come out that he's leaning one way or the other, we will have that for you as the show goes along. Despite the fact that Jaden Anding not committing today, it's still going to be a big day for LSU tomorrow regardless. Either LSU fans are going to be rejoicing or they're going to be a little upset because LSU hitting the recruiting trail hard and really going hard after the safety position because four-star safety Davion Jones set to commit tomorrow, July 2nd. This is possibly between LSU, South Carolina. Some people believe the Georgia Bulldogs are in the mix as well. A lot like Anding, 5'11", around 170 pounds. This time, Davion from the state of North Carolina. The Gamecocks did get the final visit for Davion Jones, and he moved his commitment date up to Thursday, July 2nd. It was supposed to be later on in the year. That's good news for someone because typically when you move that recruiting date up, you hear it all the time. Watch what they do, not what they say. Moving that recruiting date up, it means he's pretty much locked in and he knows what his choice is going to be. Hopefully, it's the good guys and he pulls out the purple and gold tomorrow during that commitment. And he's not the only one. Four-star safety Greedy James from Manville, Texas, set to make some sort of announcement tomorrow. Now, This is a guy that's been committed to the Texas Longhorns for quite a while. 6 foot, 180 pounds, the number 5 safety in the 2027 recruiting class. A lot of people believe that he could flip to the Tigers. Notre Dame's in the running for him. Obviously, Texas, LSU, and there's some recruiting insiders, some sites out there that actually believe at this moment LSU is actually the favorite. We'll see how all that plays out. So you were hoping you were going to get Jaden Anding on board today. You didn't. Maybe it happens at some point today. Maybe he pushes that back, but you hope you're still sitting pretty with the Louisiana native. And then, of course, again, Davion Jones, the 4-star safety from North Carolina. Greedy James, the safety out of the state of Texas. It makes a lot of sense when you look at the depth chart for LSU, potentially in 2027, that they would go this hard after the safety position. I think your secondary for this season is awesome. I mean, you got Pickett and Woodland on the outside, and then your safeties, Ty Benefield, Tamarcus Cooley with Deshaun Spears down there at star. That's awesome. I don't know if there's a better starting 5 anywhere in the SEC as far as secondary goes. But you are really, really thin behind them. And you're losing Cooley and Benefield. They're not going to be here next year. Now, potentially, Deshaun Spears, if he returns next year, could move back to safety, which was his original position anyways, if needed. But you would like to keep him at star. So with Cooley and Benefield gone next year, here's what it looks like. Of guys that are currently on the roster that have eligibility and could be back next year. Mansour Delane's younger brother, Fahim. He'll be a sophomore this year at LSU. Jace Thomas, the redshirt freshman. Isaiah Washington, who just signed in the spring. He'll be a freshman this year. Possibly CJ Jim Coyley. Remember, he came in as a safety out of high school. He's a bigger-bodied guy. Currently, right now, on the roster as a linebacker is what he's listed at, but you could always move him back to safety if you felt necessary. And then, of course, Deshaun Spears could come back as well. But right now, the safeties we know for sure, Fahim Delane, Jace Thomas, Isaiah Washington. Obviously, there's the transfer portal, but we don't know what that looks like right now. If you look at the current roster, there are a lot of spots up for grabs. So it makes a lot of sense that LSU would go after these safeties. And it also makes a lot of sense that these highly touted safeties would come to LSU, because it kind of seems like there's a really good path to, maybe if you're not even the starter, to at least get on the field and contribute meaningful snaps for this defense next season. We'll see what happens. A big-time bummer, though, today, at least for the moment, that no announcement one way or the other from Jaden Anding. The good news is he hasn't committed anywhere else. The bad news is there's obviously something going on. He wasn't 100% comfortable and ready to fully commit to Lane Kiffin's program. So we'll monitor that as the show goes along. A big recruiting day tomorrow for the Tigers, as well as there's potentially 2 more safeties that could commit to the LSU Tigers. All right, what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick timeout. When we get back, I want to talk a little Chris Olave. That's kind of the final thing we need to see from the Saints this offseason of when are they going to pay him? What's his contract going to look like? Me and Jordan are going to break that down next here on The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com is the website. Property and casualty or group employee benefits. Your one-stop shop for all things insurance is, of course, the Highland Insurance Group. If you're a business owner and you don't have a great relationship with your insurance broker, they're just the guy who came with the lowest premium number, that's one way to handle it, but it might not be the best way, especially when something happens. Whether it's a hurricane or a car accident or a cyber breach or a lawsuit or an injury. When that happens, you're going to need your insurance to respond. And if you only have the insurance in place because it was the cheapest one, it may not. Jonathan Carver and his team can be a trusted advisor and a part of your team as a business to make sure that your business continues to run even if the event happens. Give them a call or check them out online, HighlandIG.com. They're right here in Baton Rouge, but they can help you out statewide. It's Jonathan Carver and his team at the Highland Insurance Group. They're online at HighlandIG.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Renaissance Homes and Pools.
They got deals. Fabry Chevrolet GMC has got some savings for you, and I am going to tell you about them because if you'd like to get by and take a look, you can certainly do it. They're on Highway 61 in St. Francisville. You can get a 2026 Chevy Silverado at 0% APR financing from now until the end of the month. That's not a long time. You got a week and a half, but 0% APR financing on 2026 Chevy Silverados for 36 months. You can get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 at 2.9 financing for 72 months now until the end of the month. Great deals on Silverados and Sierras, and got some vehicles that are potentially really affordable. Chevy Trailblazer, Chevy Trax, as low as $30,000 over at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. So if that's the price range you're looking at, go see them. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. They're also online at fabrychevrolet.com, fabrychevrolet.com.
All right, welcome back in here to a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in the host chair for Hunt Palmer, who is out all week on vacation. Jordan Kitchens, Cassie Spazzali, hanging out with you here as well. I think the Saints have actually done a really, really good job this offseason. There are very few complaints that I have of roster moves and decisions and what they did and didn't do. If I had one complaint, it would be I would have signed Chris Olave to an extension directly after the season. Only because that price tag is going to continue to go up and up and up and up. And a lot of people have asked this offseason, should you pay Chris Olave top money? Is he worth top money? In a perfect world, no. And that is not a shot at Olave. I have always held this opinion, regardless of the receiver, unless they're Hall of Fame caliber. It's, I don't want to spend top dollar on a wide receiver. If you already have a big money quarterback, I'd rather dump that money into my quarterback to make my receivers look a little bit better. I'd rather dump that money into my O-line and my defense to help out the rest of the offense. It's a strategy that the Buffalo Bills do a little bit, right? They have a really good offensive line up front. You have Josh Allen, best quarterback in the NFL. And, I mean, for the past couple of years, Khalil Shakir has been the leading receiver. Now, they did have Stephon Diggs, but there hasn't been a significant drop-off in Josh Allen's production since Diggs left town. I just look at the last 10 or so teams to win the Super Bowl. None of them had high-priced wide receivers. They all had high-priced quarterbacks. But, okay, 2017. New England Patriots, Atlanta Falcons, I imagine one of Jordan Kitchens' favorite Super Bowls. The New England Patriots, number one guy, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola. I mean, those guys were never top 10 to 15 highest paid receivers in the league. The next season, Philly versus New England. Alshon Jeffrey had a decent contract. I mean, he wasn't considered the highest paid guy in the league, but, I mean, you had a guy. So we'll count that as a paying a top-tier receiver paid off. Patriots again against the Rams again. Edelman, kind of the guy there as well. Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs win that Super Bowl. Tyreek Hill on the team. Tyreek Hill had a decent contract. But Tyreek Hill wanted a bigger deal. The Chiefs moved on from him and won 2 Super Bowls without it. They could certainly use him right now, but at the time, it wound up not mattering. Tampa, yeah, they had Mike Evans. He was an established guy, sure. The Rams, that was the year before Cooper Kupp got that big deal. Same thing this past year with the Seattle Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Jigba was still on his rookie contract. You get the point. It's like paying a receiver top of the market money hasn't always equaled winning a Super Bowl. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the good thing about the Saints is you have a quarterback that showed a lot of promise last year on a rookie contract. And that's why I think the Saints are going to pay Chris Olave top-tier money. And honestly, when you look around the league, take the raw numbers of dollars and cents out of it and look at some of the guys that are ahead of him right now. Like, okay, Jordan, I'm bringing you in here. I'm going to throw some names out to you, and you tell me if Olave is better or worse than this guy.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson.
I mean, he's worse than
Okay.
Jettis.
You would rather Jefferson, right?
All day.
Would you rather Olave or Lamb?
I do like CeeDee Lamb. Yes,
Okay.
I do like
So
CeeDee
CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
Olave or DK Metcalf?
Olave.
DK Metcalf makes $1 million less than CD Lamb. On average. His average annual salary is $1 million less than CD Lamb. Okay, here's one. His college teammate, Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson?
I do like G5, but I'll say Olave.
I would say Olave as well. Obviously, you're taking Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Okay. Olave or T. Higgins?
Olave.
Olave. T. Higgins makes $28 million per year, 28.7.
That's a lot of money for a receiver, too.
Alec Pierce.
Oh, come on, man. Olave all day.
Thank you.
His
Alec Pierce
contract is.
Alec Pierce got a 4-year, $114 million deal.
No, sir.
Which kind of goes back to my original point of the longer you wait to pay a player, the more expensive they're going to be.
Like Drake London.
Drake London. And honestly, there's been people that said, oh, well, Drake London's not on or Olave's not on the level of Drake London. He's been more consistent.
Yeah. And he's going to want more than Drake London in the same division.
There are people out there that just say Olave's not a 1. And maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Do you think Chris Olave can be a wide receiver 1?
Yeah, I think he can.
The arguments I hear, I agree. The arguments I hear is, oh, well, he's not 6'3". Who cares? Doesn't really matter. Half the guys I just listed aren't 6'3".
Yeah.
And then the other thing I hear is, oh, well, Olave's injured. He never plays. Okay. In 2024, Chris Olave he only played in 8 games. And look, that was the concussion year.
That was Derek Carr.
That's Derek Carr throwing him hospital balls across the middle, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Derek Carr leaves, and immediately he's an all-pro. Come on now.
Take 2024 out of the equation. His rookie year, played 15 games, so only missed 2. Played 16 out of 17 games in 2023. Played 16 games last year. Yeah. You take 2024 out of the equation, he's missed 4 games in 3 years.
Yeah.
And these aren't soft tissue lingering issues, knock on wood, so far that he's had. I mean, he's dealt with blood clots. He's dealt with concussions. Like, these are not things you hope that would linger. You look at Olave, dude. I mean, the years he's played at least double-digit games, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Last year, almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's with very, very shaky quarterback play.
Andy Dalton, Derek Carr.
You're going to pay Chris
Rattler.
Olave, and honestly, like, again, I started this segment saying I'm not going to pay my wide receiver top dollar. You can afford to do it because Shuck is still on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, you need him.
You do.
Because let's look at the Saints receiver room. I think it's much better than a year ago. Much better. Not even a question about it. But Devon Vele stepped up big late in the year. When Tyler Shuck took over that offense, dude, he was like the third down merchant, right? Yeah. Shuck's buying time, throwing it up to him on third down. Vele's coming up with it. Can he do that a whole season? We haven't seen it. If fully healthy, I think Jordan Tyson could be really good. There's some injury worries there.
I don't even know what it looks like fully healthy.
Right. Bryce Lance. I think you got to steal with Bryce Lance in the mid-round of this draft. I think he could be really good. We talked about him a little bit yesterday. He's a rookie. You got Jalen Polk and Trey Palmer. They didn't play all last year because of injury. And honestly, Jalen Polk hadn't played a ton in his NFL career due to injuries. Yes, there's a lot of potential. And
he's a mystery box.
And he was a really good college receiver at Washington.
Yeah, he's a mystery box. I like him.
But he's a mystery box.
Yeah, we got to see.
A lot of talent.
Yeah.
I think a lot more talent than a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, not even close.
A lot of question marks there.
Yeah, I mean,
Olave's the one guy that you don't have question marks with. I understand everybody wants to be like, Tyler Shuck's 27 years old. I don't care. He's still going into his second year in the league, and he didn't even start a full season. Yeah. You need that sure thing on the outside. That's Chris Olave right now, for better or worse. Like, the tight end room, talented. Juwan Johnson looked great with Tyler Shuck at times last year. There's been times in his Saints career that Saints fans hadn't been too happy with Juwan Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
You're bringing in Noah Fant, solid. You draft Oscar Delp in round 3, which was a lot higher than a lot of folks thought you were going to go after a tight end. A lot of hype around him at Georgia, and didn't really live up to the expectation. But that's not the role they asked him to play. Again, a rookie. Like, I think there is a lot of weapons for Tyler Shuck to throw to. But if you take Chris Olave out of this equation, it gets a lot more hairy. There's a lot more potential in the room. There's not enough. We know what this guy can do. This guy's already got a connection with Tyler Shuck. Olave's kind of the only guy. So do you pay Chris Olave?
Yeah, you have no choice but to pay Chris Olave. You can't afford to lose Chris Olave. And at the same time, your Shuck's on a rookie deal. He's going to be on his rookie deal for the next 2 to 3 years. So it's like
now is your time to do it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wants to bring up the Cincinnati Bengals, and trust me, I have criticized them for their contracts that they've given out more than any. You had already paid Burrow the big money. Then you paid Jamar Chase top money. Then on top of that, you threw a big bag at T. Higgins, which was stupid anyways.
Yeah, that one.
Like, T. Higgins is great, but like, okay, if you had Jamar Chase and a mid-level wide receiver too,
Still be good.
right? I mean,
Yeah, but
I
still
don't
solid.
think there's a significant drop off if you let T. Higgins walk, which is what they should.
Draft a receiver.
Right, and it's
You never
not, and
know.
it's not that Higgins isn't a good player, but yeah, dude, draft a
Higgins
rookie,
really good,
draft
but,
a rookie
you know.
receiver. You got the best receiver in the NFL and a guy over here who's solid on a rookie deal for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Like that's the route they should have taken. But the Saints have more wiggle room because you have what you hope is the answer at a franchise quarterback on a rookie deal. You got to take advantage of it now.
And your division. That's the biggest key to all of this. You know, when you look at it, the Bengals, they have to compete with the Steelers every year, the
Yep.
Ravens. Like, their division is way better.
Dude, 8-9 won this division a year ago.
Literally. There's
It's,
no world beaters.
Jake had us do a exercise actually yesterday on OTB talking about which teams that had a losing record could make a Super Bowl run this year. And I'm looking up teams with a losing record, and I start laughing. And Flynn goes, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Every team in the NFC South had a losing record a year ago. It was 3, 8, and 9 teams, and then the New Orleans
All
Saints."
you got to
Like,
do is get hot at the right time.
it's wide open, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it's going to look like with Bryce Young.
Nobody knows.
All I heard last year was, "Man, Bryce Young looks better." Yeah, but is better good enough?
Yeah.
Better than bad still ain't good.
Yeah. But
I
also,
don't know what it's going to look like in Atlanta.
look, when you think about it like this, you have another year with Bryce Young where, you know, we'll see if he's getting
Yep.
benched or whatever. All right, that's cool. Falcons are fighting. They don't even know who their starting quarterback is right now.
Yep.
They had that going on. Baker's in like a contract dispute with the Bucks. You know, some words are being said here and there. The Saints are really like, you know, I'll give the Panthers that. The Saints and the Panthers right now are looking like the most cohesive teams at the moment. So if you start off the season right, you know, we got a little gauntlet in the beginning of the year. You can get off to a good start. This division, like you said, you need what? 8 wins, 8 to 9 wins. You start the season off right. You got snake pit, Lions, Ravens, week 1 and 2. You find a way to get over that and win early in the division. You can kind of, I ain't gonna say run away with it, but you can set yourself up. But the Bucks did that last year and they fell apart. But like you can kind of do that and kind of replicate that a little bit.
Dude, is the Baker contract thing's a little weird because
Very weird.
they're not paying anybody. Like you can say, we don't want to pay Baker all that money. Whether you think he's worth it or not is not the question. But like, what are you spending your money on?
Mike Evans gone.
Mike
Yeah.
Evans is gone. Your number one receiver is Egbuka on a rookie deal.
Rookie deal.
Your number one running back is Bucky Irving on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
You're completely revamping your defense.
Is it the tackle? I guess it'd be one
I
of the
mean,
tackles.
Tristan Wirfs
yeah.
is making money, but I
Yeah,
mean
that's about it. I don't really think.
great.
Yeah.
I mean,
More
like
defense.
that's the thing. Like Tampa's gonna screw around, lose him too, and then you're gonna have journeyman quarterbacks throw into Emeka Egbuka and Tez Johnson. Good
Hey,
luck.
I love that.
Good luck with the New Orleans Saints only getting better. Like
I
that's
love that.
like it's weird to me that they haven't got this done already. Because again, the longer you wait, the more expensive someone becomes.
There you go.
And you can say, "Oh, we'll play out the final year of your deal." Okay, what if Baker Mayfield
Balls out.
throws 40 touchdowns this year, which he's done before? What
Same thing happened to Sam
his
Darnold.
price tag's $10 million more than what it would have been. Same thing, yes. Sam Darnold, like they're lucky they got him when they did.
Yep.
It's just you got to pay the guys now. And okay, another thing with Olave, everyone says, okay, well, he's not a guy that can do it on his own. Like he may need some help. He may be like a 1A, 1B. He did it last year. I mean, you had Chris Olave, Mason Tipton, Ronnie Bell, and every now and then Devon Vele.
My boy Kevin Austin.
And Kevin Austin, and Olave's still doing it. Teams are having to key in on him because he's the only weapon, and he was still productive. So, like, I don't see the downside in making this move. And you could say, okay, well, the concussions catch up on him. It didn't have to be a long-term deal. You give him enough money per year, dude, 3-year deal.
There'll be some incentives in there, you know,
Right.
whatnot. Just doing injuries.
How many
and
games you
whatnot.
play
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
that.
They'll be in there.
The Bucks did that with Rob Gronkowski when he came out of retirement.
Yeah, why not?
It was, hey, we know you're good. You've had injuries. Come in here. If you play, like, let's say 75% of the snaps, oh, you get $1 million more. You get this and this. You can make it work. Like, that is the one. If I had one complaint in the offseason for the Saints, it's
not
that
getting it done.
you're kind of dragging your feet on this, and it's just going to cost you more
before
and more
Drake
money.
London, I'd say before the Drake London deal. You should have got that done before he got signed.
Well, if you'd have got it done immediately, Drake London wouldn't have got signed yet. Alec Pierce wouldn't have
Alec
got signed
Pierce,
yet.
yeah.
Like, you got to get it done because who's the next mid-level receiver to get a fat contract and then it balloons even more? Like, get it done now. You have the chance to do it. For the first time in forever, you're not in absolute salary cap hell. Make it happen. Save yourself some money.
Yep.
All right, look, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we get back, Get some of those questions in the chat. I know we got a few right now in the doc as well. We got some What If Wednesday coming up next here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Shout out to my friend David Duvall, One Bath and Closets, online at onebathandclosets.com, onebathandclosets.com. Tub to shower conversion can be a really, really efficient and effective way to transform your bathroom. It's not time encompassing. It's not invasive into your home. David says a tub to shower conversion can be done oftentimes in 3 to 5 days. And if you have a tub that you don't use or it's not working properly, or you got one of those big 90s jacuzzi style tubs that takes up a ton of space and you never get in it, well, turn that space into a walk-in shower. It's transformative. Can add value to your home as well. You won't know unless you ask David Duvall. Have that free consultation. Just sit down with David, chat about what he can do for you. They do have financing available, 0% up to 18 months. So go to onebathandclosets.com and get that consultation. You'll be able to see the pictures of their great work. You'll see the satisfied clients who've left reviews. It's David Duvall and One Bath and Closets. Been at it for 35 years. Onebathandclosets.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Renaissance Homes and Pools.
First, let's tell you about Ochsner. They've been reminding you all month long, about the incredible things they've got going on over at Ochsner. If you are an athlete or you're just trying to stay active, Ochsner Rangers Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute can help keep you moving. They can get you moving as well. You've got access to the highest levels of specialized care. You've got nationally renowned expertise, the latest equipment, and you've got modern facilities, and that includes the convenient walk-in orthopedic clinic at Elite Training Complex, the Burbank location, when you need care fast. So if you've got a sprain, if you've got a strain, if you've got a minor dislocation, maybe even an ACL tear, sudden ongoing non-spine related musculoskeletal pain, any of that, you can walk into Elite Training Complex on Burbank without an appointment. They are happy to see you. They've got on-site x-rays, and they can treat those minor injuries for you. So you'll drive by, you'll see Elite. They got the big football field with the goalposts out there. You can't miss it, and you can walk in. It's Ochsner, online at ochsner.org/BRortho.
All right, welcome back in here. Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. About 20 minutes left here in hour number one. Taylor Sharp sitting in the big boy chair for our guy, Hunt Palmer, who is out on vacation. Look, we've been sports heavy all week long. Opening segment, we hit on a little LSU recruiting and a commitment that wound up not even coming to fruition, didn't commit anywhere. He wound up pushing that back. Again, we'll get into a little bit more info if stuff starts to trickle out throughout the show. Last segment, we hit a little New Orleans Saints. Should the Saints pay Chris Olave, and why they need to hurry up and do it, or it's going to cost them a heck of a lot of money. Right now, though, they do it every Wednesday around this time here on the Hunt Palmer Show. It's time for a little What If Wednesday.
Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. Where a single choice can branch out into infinite realities. Follow me and ponder the question. What if?
Take it away, Mr. Kitchens.
All right, so what if LeBron James turned to football?
First off, he shouldn't because he's 42 years old. But look, the reason that this is being brought up, you saw all the fans of all the different teams yesterday mentioning, hey, LeBron, come to our team, come to our team.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills and our own LSU Tigers both cropped pictures of him in the jersey saying, hey, you never know what's going to happen. Come play football. And obviously it was a little tongue-in-cheek, but remember, dude, LeBron was a hell of a football player in high school. I mean,
Yeah, he was.
I get it. It's almost like a cheat code. You're a 6'8" wide receiver playing against guys
out
that
the
probably look like me out there. So
There is footage out there.
yeah. I mean, he's got actually a pretty impressive highlight tape. He flirted with this idea a little bit during 2020 when the NBA canceled their season. Thought about being a tight end. He really wanted to go play. His team, for whatever reason, is the Dallas Cowboys. I guess if you live in Cleveland, you absolutely do not want to pull for the Cleveland Browns. So I totally understand that point.
Yeah.
It's a little late in the game. He's about 10 years too late on that.
But it would be crazy because it would be a frenzy to see who signs LeBron just off ticket sales.
Oh,
and
Cleveland.
just off the
Cleveland,
merchandise.
they suck, and they're going to do anything to stay relevant to the hometown connection there with the folks in Cleveland.
You don't think Jerry throw him a little contract?
You know,
I'm about to say, you don't think Jerry?
I think you're onto something because I think Jerry cares more about making money in PR.
Yeah.
Even though he's terrible at PR than he does winning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so
See it.
staying on LeBron. So what if LeBron comes to the Pelicans?
It'd be exciting, wouldn't it? We may get into that a little bit later on. Coming up in hour number 2, we're gonna talk a little NBA free agency, the 2:00 hour. Exciting. I mean, I don't know if you'd win anything with him, but honestly, man, there's if you just look talent wise, not injuries, not how horrible of an organization this is that's run. There's talent there. I mean, there's a little bit of allure. I mean, if you keep Zion, Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen have looked really good as rookies. I mean, you know, they're still young guys. Trey Murphy. I mean, I imagine if you bring in somebody like a LeBron, you probably have to move on from Trey Murphy or Herb Jones. But I mean, looking at the raw roster, like there's worse places he could go.
And honestly, the blender will be packed every night. At least we know every night the blender is going to be packed. They don't have to sit there. You get a large smoothie from Smoothie King and get 2 Pelican tickets. So get past that. So what if Trey Green gets number 7?
Okay, so I love the number 18 tradition. I think it's awesome. I think you give it to a guy that represents everything it means to be a Tiger. I think number 7's kind of stupid.
Oh wow!
I don't.
Speak on it.
It does nothing for me. Like I think it was kind of forced anyways. And then, like, if we're being honest, when's the last time LSU had a player was number 7 who was actually the best player on the team? DJ Chark back in like 2017. Fournette in 16.
I mean, I can't even say he's the best player in 27. Was Jamal Adams still there? Oh no, Jamal might have been left.
Yeah, I mean he left in 16 with Fournette, but like, is it Leonard Fournette? Like, when's the last time 7's actually been?
Be Leonard, because Harold Perkins had it. Will Campbell. I mean, you're gonna count what Will Campbell had it, quote unquote. Stingley barely wore it. I'm about to say Jamar never wore it.
You know what? If he wants to wear 7 and it's important to the players, then just wear 7. I'm going. It didn't really move the needle for me.
But if you were to give 7, would you give it to him, or would you, if you had to guess, you would give it to? Because you know they're gonna give it to somebody.
I mean, yeah, because there's so many new guys on the team. I mean, you don't know what a lot of them are gonna do. Yeah, probably. I'd probably give it to Trey Green. Yeah, okay, fine with that.
So from the YouTube chat, what if LSU loses to Clemson in the opener? Do we still have any chance of making the college football playoffs?
Absolutely not. Easiest answer I'll have all day. You got to beat Clemson.
Okay.
Because, so if you lose to Clemson, you're 1 loss. That means you have Ole Miss at Oxford.
Oof.
You have A&M in Tiger Stadium, but it's Texas A&M, and you've struggled with them for 2 years.
Yep.
Alabama.
Yep.
Texas.
Yep.
At Tennessee. If you lose to Clemson, you essentially, to feel comfortable about making the playoff, have to win 4 of those 5. 10-2 gets you in comfortably. 9-3, you're sweating it a little bit.
Sweating it.
So you would have to win 4 out of 5 of those games, which is a really, really tough ask. And you're behind the 8 ball losing that season opener. I mean, theoretically, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I think it would be tough. I'm going to say no. I don't think they have a shot if they lose to Clemson.
I mean, when you think about it, winning 4 out of 5 of those games is borderline impossible. Unless Sam Levitt is the second coming, I don't see how that would be possible. Especially that Texas game is going to be. I mean, we already know what the Ole Miss game is going to be, but that Texas game where Arch comes back to Louisiana, that game's going to be. You already know what's going to be.
Right, like that's an environment that I want to be at, and like, look, whatever you think about. Like, okay, I have set up here. I've done it the past 2 days and said I think there's a lot of question marks on Ole Miss's roster. You have a brand new head coach who's never had to be the guy to start the season.
Yep.
So even if you think talent for talent, LSU might have a little bit better roster, I do think that's going to be a hostile environment.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough place to play. I mean, anyone and everyone that wants to get into that stadium, as long as you're wearing red and blue, you're probably going to be allowed in that stadium because they want to make it as difficult for Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weis Jr. as humanly possible. That's going to be a tough one. So, like, you have to beat Clemson. Because if you don't beat Clemson, you go to Oxford, you're in danger starting the season 1-2, and you have to win out the rest of the way. It's possible. It leaves you no margin for error. If you lose to Clemson, you basically got to be perfect the rest of the way, and that's a tough ask.
With a first-year coach.
With the schedule. Like, there's so many national pundits and lists and everything that say, oh, LSU has a really easy schedule. I disagree. Yeah. I understand you got Bama at home, Texas at home, Texas A&M. I don't care. Those teams are really good. you still have a first-year head coach, even if you think it's an upgrade from Kelly to Lane Kiffin. You still have a lot of guys in the portal that, like a Ty Benefield, like a Sam Levitt, that are highly recruited. They hadn't played in the SEC yet. Even a Jordan Seat, he hadn't played in the SEC yet. There's still a lot. That it's a tough schedule with a brand new team. You need as much help as you can possibly get. You can't lose to Clemson. That's kind of where I'm at on it. Okay, one more here from the chat. What if Taco Bell was cheap like it was in the early 90s? Would Taylor be over 300 pounds? I don't eat it a ton, and it's not because of the price. Now, if I was single, my wife is a great cook.
Okay.
She knows how to do all that. Like, I've learned a little bit. She's taught me a few things. I like to,
You won't starve by yourself.
Right, but I'd be eating it a lot more.
Yeah.
Like,
it'll be in a consistent daily diet.
She keeps us grounded. Believe it or not, Jordan, this is going to be a shocker for you to hear. Victoria is the more mature one out of the two of us. I know that you're thinking, oh my gosh, this guy seems like he has it all together. Not always the case.
Yeah, man.
So
happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So I would eat it more, but I don't eat it a ton. So no, I don't think I'd be 300 pounds. I'd be a lot less healthy overall. Sure. Because even me, I'm gonna have to go over there and be like, hey, give me that taco 12 pack for like $5.50. Yeah. That'd be awesome. But no, I don't think I'd be 300 pounds. I'd probably be close to it. All right, look, that's gonna do it for What If Wednesday. When we get back, closing out hour number 1 here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust. FABT.com. FABT.com. Bank local. They've been local at First American Bank and Trust for 116 years. It's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. 116 years they've been here, and they've grown to 25 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana. There's always one near you, whether you're around Baton Rouge and Dutchtown or Jones Creek, maybe up I-12 in St. Tammany and Tangipahoa, down the Bayou, St. James, St. John, Lafourche, Terrebonne, over in the New Orleans area, and Metairie. First American Bank and Trust is here in every single decision they make. All the decisions are made locally. So the people that are making decisions based on your commercial loan, your personal loan, are right here in the state of Louisiana, in Southeast Louisiana. You're not just a line item for somebody who's checking something in Atlanta or Sacramento. Right here in Southeast Louisiana. So stop in one of the branches, conveniently located, 25 of them, or check them out online at FABT.com. First American Bank and Trust.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Renaissance Homes and Pools.
All right, welcome back in here. Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp in for our guy, Hunt Palmer. Jordan Kitchens, Cassie Spazzali hanging out with you as well. Brought to you by Renaissance Home and Pools. Jordan, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. You didn't know I was going to ask you this. Do you know what George Foreman's kids' names are?
No idea.
Okay, so to tie this all together, we were talking about Jaden Andine to open the show.
Okay.
Me and Moose were talking about it because his brother Aiden's already on campus at LSU. And I was like, need a little bit more creativity, guys. Jaden and Aiden, like, a little too close. Then we started talking about Leonard Fournette and his younger brother, Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why I know this, but I knew it some kind of way. First off, George Foreman has 12 kids, which is insane.
Okay.
George Foreman has 5 sons. And he named all of them George.
Swear to all named George.
He's got George Jr., George 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
George Foreman the 6th.
Now, only one of them goes by George Jr. George 3, we got Monk.
Monk.
Yep. That's his nickname. George 4 is Big Wheel.
He should have been G4.
George 5 is Red.
Red. He's light skinned. I promise you, he's light skinned. Promise you. Guarantee.
Why?
Because it's red. So, like, light-skinned people are referred to as red. So that's why I'm like, he's red. Guarantee he's red.
You learn something new every day.
It's light-skinned.
And then George 6, Little Joey, of course.
Little Joey.
So.
And they all come from the same mother, or?
I don't know.
That's, Who?
Oh, you'll love this. 7 daughters.
7 daughters.
He had to slip in a Georgetta.
Swear Georgetta.
Georgetta, dude.
Man,
We
you
gotta
know
do-
what?
not-
Like at that point, why not like Georgia?
Yeah.
Georgina, Georgetta.
Like a
Yeah. I like
Georgetta's like not a name.
I like Georgia. I like Georgia. Though.
Like, dude.
Georgia Foreman.
That works.
Georgetta. She's a TV producer.
Okay.
Yeah. She works
Hey.
on America's Court with Judge Ross. Never seen it, but shout out to Georgetta Foreman.
Hey, she got a job, man.
So, yeah, 5 Georges.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Because we were talking about it, and I was like, I need a little bit more creativity. And I was the one that thought of it. I was like, I can't remember the celebrity. And I was like, nope, it's George Foreman. 5 sons, all named George.
That is,
Like,
I don't know.
you couldn't branch out a little
yeah,
bit.
like I don't know the thought process behind that. I can understand going with different G's, like, you know, we got Jeff, we got Greg, but all George.
Yeah, you could have went all G's.
Yeah, you could have went all
You
G's.
should have went all G's. I'd have been perfectly fine with that. We're naming our son G letter. Have I told you our kid's name yet?
No,
You don't know this?
No.
Cassie knows. We went with Griffin.
Okay.
No, his name's
Griffin.
Razor.
Griffin Sharp. Okay.
Griffin Sharp. Yeah, so
Okay.
everybody at the station is going to call him Razor.
Really? I was gonna call him Griff.
Well, Razor for Razor
Griff is
Sharp.
cute.
I mean, the
Yeah,
obvious.
I was calling him Griff.
By
when
the
I
way,
meet him-
Victoria, not happy about that.
About Razor.
Does not like Razor.
It's a cool nickname.
I tried to say, hey, can we get a middle name?
Yeah.
Razor, not a fan. So we didn't even get
The first time
middle
he's
name
like
Razor.
old enough and he comes to the office and I meet him, I'm calling him Razor.
So I stole that a little bit from my dad because a couple years ago, my dad was like, yeah, you know, I really wanted to name you Razor. And I'm like, why didn't you? I would be so much cooler if my name was Razor.
Razor Sharp.
And then he was like, oh, well, your mom kind of vetoed it. I was mad at my mom for like 2 days. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here?
Razor Sharp.
I think
is-
Razor would have been so much cooler. I was like, I want to bestow that upon my child. Like, he's going to be Razor. Everybody's going to love it. Well, turns out Victoria not a fan. So we're going Griffin Malone. And, dude, we got 2 weeks. She's 38 weeks pregnant today.
Hey, man.
I told her, I said, hey, clench it a little bit. We can't have a kid this week. Too many people are out.
Yeah, no,
Friday?
in real life.
Friday, go crazy. Go ahead. Little Griffin can make his appearance. Till then, no, you gotta hold that one in. All right, that's gonna do it for hour number 1. Coming back, we're talking Pels, we're talking NFL, all coming up here on hour number 2 of the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Gotro's Outdoor Power. Gotro's Outdoor Power. It is grass growing season. That rain's falling. That weather is warming up, and that means you got to cut that grass. Gotro's can get you behind the wheel of a zero-turn mower for $100 a month. It's a family-owned and operated business. They've been at it 22 years. That's why you should do business with them, not just because it's family-owned and operated, although doing business with local folks is always something that we endorse, but because the customer service that you get from someone in your community that's able to see you face-to-face, have a relationship with you, that's important. And that's why they do business the way they do at Gotro's. When I say family-owned and operated, don't misconstrue that as a small business. They're the National Hustler Deal of the Year 2 of the last 3 years. They've got the largest hustler inventory in the state, largest parts inventory in the state. So if you need a zero-turn mower, you can get one from the big box stores. I wouldn't recommend it. You may never hear from them again. That will never be the case at Gotro's Outdoor Power. You can find them at 2 locations, Airline Highway in Baton Rouge and, of course, in Gonzales as well. It's Gotro's Outdoor Power. They're online at gotrosonline.com.